This time, we're exploring Lucca. In this episode, we climb one of its famous towers, discover one of the city's lesser-known places, and get stuck into the food scene. We explore the most family-friendly city wall in Italy.
It's huge.
We are blown away by its main squares and soak in the wonderful atmosphere of its charming streets. Subscribe to follow our adventures around Europe and the UK. Lucca has a fascinating history and is home to many churches, interesting buildings and towers. One of the most striking is the Guingi Tower, an unusual place to find trees in the city. It was built in the 13th century by the Guingi family. During the 14th century, Lucca was full of similar ancient skyscrapers built by families to demonstrate their wealth. Today, it's just one of two that remains and is very popular with tourists. We decided to climb the tallest tower in Lucca, the Torre delle. It's famous for its clock, and you can see the mechanism as you ascend. It was the first public clock that was installed in Lucca during the 14th century, although it's changed massively since then. The clock mechanism and dial that you see today was added between 1752 to 1754.
Nearly there. I'm so excited.
The views from the top are incredible.
I feel like we climbed the right tower because there is absolutely nobody up here except for the two of us, and there's a ton of people on this one, but it's beautiful to view.
Lucca is fondly nicknamed the City of 100 Churches, and the skyline is breathtaking.
I could easily stay up here all day. It's a real highlight of the trip. You can see the clock mechanism, and it looks as though the original stairway's completely gone, and there's this nice wooden solid one, so it's great to walk around. Most of our accommodation has been on the 4th floor in this trip, so I feel really prepped for this. It is so easy to climb.
We spotted this classic Citroen while at the top and just had to have a closer look. In Lucca, you're spoilt for choice for the number of distinct and beautiful squares to unwind in. We visited during May and found that it was not as busy as Florence, Pisa nor Siena, and we loved the more relaxed pace and atmosphere.
I ordered a Caffè Corretto, which is a shot of espresso coffee with sambuca, and it smells really strong of sambuca. It looks like an ordinary espresso. Let's give this a go. That's really strong, but yeah, it is much more palatable than drinking a sambuca shot. It's actually a really good combination. I would recommend trying it. It only costs a couple of euro. Cheers.
Lucca is famous for its 16th century city walls, and I have to say that it is the best preserved and most family-friendly wall in Italy. When the walls lost their military importance, they were looked after and are now used as a public promenade. Both locals and tourists enjoy using the space, and the 2.5-mile panoramic walkway is completely accessible by foot and bike.
The city wall is huge.
There are several businesses dedicated to bicycle hire, and here's one of them with a range of options to suit individuals, couples and families. It's easy to see why the walls are now one of Lucca's main tourist attractions, with tree-lined parkland and views circling the city. While we were there, we were lucky enough to stumble upon the Lucca Medieval Festival, a celebration of the history and heritage of that time. Lucca is full of modern events too, and from the city wall we could see that it was getting ready for its summer festival. We loved the city walls and were delighted to come across a lesser explored part underneath.
It's so cold in here.
We didn't see a single tourist here, which was unbelievable given the numbers enjoying the space above. The space below is much more mysterious and atmospheric, and it was great to imagine soldiers and horses that would have been gathered under the cavernous spaces and vaulted ceilings during Renaissance times. The adventure continues.
That was so cool. The city wall itself is so crowded, but exploring these underground chambers, you feel like you're really stepping back through time and history. It's so quiet. There's a few locals dotting around. That's about it.
Piazza San Frediano is another square perfect for admiring the basilica and enjoying a treat. We spent a Sunday afternoon people watching with some wine. Tucked just around the corner was one of our favourite restaurants, Anna and Leo. It was full of locals and hard to get a table, so we knew it must be a great spot. We enjoyed slow-cooked beef, potatoes and spinach.
What a great way to spend our first evening here in Lucca. I'm sad that the meal is over, but we might come back.
I liked this cat's attitude to relaxing in the squares. Ginger was often found admiring the Duomo and its accompanying bell tower. The cathedral was built during the 6th century, and being slightly on the outskirts, it was much more tranquil than cathedrals in other cities. This is the view back into the square. In the centre we found this bookshop with a selection of Italian savouries and desserts. They even had a famous Sicilian dessert, St. Agatha's breast, which I covered in my video about Catania. Opera buffs will be drawn to the birthplace of Lucca's celebrated composer, Puccini. A statue of him stands in the square alongside a museum celebrating his musical achievements. We visited this nearby cafe.
I ordered a latte macchiato. It's the coffee. This is the first one of the trip. I feel like it looks really promising. It's really tasty. I'll order another.
One of the best places to visit is Piazza dell'Anfiteatro, an oval-shaped former Roman amphitheater. It's now home to many restaurants and cafes, and when you stand in the centre, you can clearly see the buildings were built around the original elliptical structure typical of Roman amphitheatres long ago. It's just as fascinating on the outside, where you can admire some of the original brickwork. It shapes the surrounding streets and they are an absolute joy to walk around. I'll show you some of them now. La Cranceria is a great place to grab a slice of pizza in a variety of traditional and modern flavour combinations.
You went for the one with the pistachio.
Geleteria Veneta serve delicious gelato.
What flavours you got?
Pistachio, vanilla with chocolate chip, and hazelnut. 4 flavours in a medium.
This is one of the ancient gates that lead into the city. You could spend days walking around and continue to find something new. San Michele in Foro is one of the most impressive churches in Lucca. It's topped by a huge gilded statue of Archangel Michael slaying a dragon. The architecture is very similar to the style found in Pisa and is one of the most beautiful and enchanting historical buildings in the city. We loved visiting Lucca and highly recommend a trip to this fascinating and beautiful Tuscan city.
Nearly there. I'm so excited.
If you're thinking of heading to Tuscany, also check out my guide to Pisa. We climb its city wall and explore the old town and discover it's so much more than the Leaning Tower. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got this far, then as a brand new YouTuber, I really do appreciate it. Please do support my channel by clicking the subscribe and bell button. Ciao!